Everyone, how's it going? Hey, I'm Griffin Burns. This is my first time at Anime Blues. Who's been here more than once? Yeah, nice. A lot of people. Cool. Well, I think this is just a general Q&A, and I'm my own moderator, so I guess I'll start off with an introduction. I am a voice actor. I started in 2010. I graduated college that year and moved straight to Los Angeles, and I had no plans on becoming a voice actor, but I kind of fell into it. I have a background in music, and I was an English major, and I did not want to be a teacher. But I came to California, my sister was there, and I set up shop, and I thought I'd try some acting. And one of the first auditions I ever got was a voiceover, and I happened to book it, which was just super lucky. And from there, I had that light bulb moment of like, wow, this is fun. It uses some skills that I must have, and I wanted to learn more. So I started training. I got a demo made. I got an agent, and many years later, it became full time. So not many, but like 3 or 4 years later, it became full time. So I've been doing it for 13 years now. So you may know me from Doppio and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Anybody a fan of JoJo's? Nice, cool. We got, let's see, Akira Fudo and Devilman Crybaby. Anybody know Devilman Crybaby? I see a lot of hands. Very cool. How about Agretzko fans? Anybody like Agretzko? I'm Tadano in that one. And Ryota and Kakegurui, that gambling show that's kind of crazy. Moichiro and Demon Slayer. Get to see some Demon Slayer cosplays. Very cool. What's the shape of that cloud again? And then probably my most popular is Child in Genshin Impact. All right, thank you. So yeah, that's just a little brief intro. Outside of anime and video games, I also voice tons of commercials. People ask me all the time on TikTok, they say, Bestie, is that you in a Citgo commercial? And I'm like, yes, it is. Bestie, are you in an Oreo commercial? Yes, that's me. So I do a lot of commercials. I've always have. When I started voice acting, that's what I started with, was commercials. And there's lots of, who out here there wants to become a voice actor? Is that of interest? I see some hands, okay. So, yeah, so that's, a lot of people don't realize that there's so many forms of voice acting. You got e-learning, which is educational stuff. You got narration, you got promos, all sorts of things. So it's not just limited to cartoons and anime. But anyways, this is a Q&A. I take it. So feel free to ask me whatever you'd like, as long as it's keep it age appropriate. And there's a microphone there, I believe. So if you wanted to come down. It'll help me hear you a little bit better, or you can yell it. So yeah, let's start off with some questions. Yeah, go for it.
Hey, what's going on, Griffin?
How you doing?
Question real quick. Another popular character. How did you, and you can describe your experience, the role of Canute, Vinland Saga?
Oh, cool. Anybody a fan of Vinland Saga out there? Nice. So Canute, that's a special role for me because unlike a lot of the roles I book, there's a big evolution in that show. You see Canute start off as a young, kind of naive prince, and then over the course of season 1 to 2, he becomes king. And also you see his darker side. So that was cool. I got to, I got to, show my acting chops a little bit, or at least try, my best with that one. So I think it turned out pretty well. There's also 2 dubs of it, oddly enough. There's one on Netflix, and I think another company did a dub of Vinland Saga. So you tell me which one's your favorite. I'm partial to Netflix. Whoa, these lights. And then he passed out. Really? So the creator of Vinland Saga preferred the anime over his own manga. That's it. Very interesting. But that's a great show, so I highly recommend anybody check it out. It's on Netflix. Choose that version. Choose that one. Yes, you. I have. It's been a while, but I always play as Link. Yeah. How about you? Oh, so you must be really good. Nice, nice. Yeah, you'll kick my butt. Any other questions? I see a hand over there. Who would win if Muichiro and Child fought? Um, Gosh, I think Muichiro would. Honestly, I think so because he's just so unexpected, which makes me expect him to win. Yes, you. I liked Fred a lot. He's kind of got surfer dude vibes. Anybody play The World Ends With You? Yeah? Okay. Um, that was one of the games I recorded during COVID. And most everything I did during COVID was from my home studio. But that particular game, they let me come in and record. We had to wear masks to come in. They would only allow one actor a day to be in the studio. And so I'd come in for 4 hours, record, then they'd have to clean down the booth, and then I don't think it was used till the following day. So I did like 13 or 14 sessions like that, and it was a special project for me because it got me out of the house during a time when nobody was leaving the house, and it was super fun. He's like a very energetic, dynamic character. So. And by the way, we don't have to, you can ask me anything. It doesn't have to be just voice acting. It could be whatever. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? I like Mediterranean food. Anybody like chicken shawarma? Yes. I see it. You see it in the shake of your head. You're like, that shit. Oh, it's good. All right. Anybody else? Over here in the red. Well, it is tough to pick favorites. I love what I do, but I really enjoyed Doppio in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I also really liked playing Jintan in Anohana. Anybody ever watch Anohana? Yes, yes, cool. It's very sad. It's a good one. Thanks for the question. Anybody else? Yes, you. Oh, Anohana. What? Did everybody hear the question? Which is more sad, Devilman Crybaby or Anohana? I would say Anohana. That's the one session where they gave me Anohana branded tissues in case I had to cry. Which I did because it was so damn sad. And a lot of my lines were crying lines. Anyone else? All the way on the side there. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite song to sing? Not favorite song in general, but what's your favorite song to sing?
Favorite song to sing, and can it be one of my own or no? So for those that don't know, I'm in a band called New Girlfriend. Hey, took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, and it's a major passion project of mine. I started playing music when I was young. My mom forced me to play piano. And after about 5 years, I was like, I'm done with this. But the agreement was that I'd pick up another instrument, so I started playing guitar, and I played in bands throughout middle school, high school, and all the way to today. So that's like my other thing that I do. My favorite song to sing it might be a cover song. We covered a song called Sway by the Kooks. Anybody familiar with that band? It's like a British pop rock band, yeah. So check it out, it's a great song. Yes? I have not played the Demon Slayer game. Do you like it? I I don't know the manga. I don't want to read it because I don't want to spoil it for myself. Although it's already been spoiled because people have already told me what happens. So, yeah. By himself. Yeah. Demon Slayer is a special show. I don't know what it is because sometimes like I'll watch it and I think I won't. I'll try not to be emotionally invested, but it's really hard not to be. Like it just pulls at you somehow. And I just recorded the very last episode of season 3, and yeah, it's really good. Is everybody? A lot of people watch season 3. Yeah. Check. You're caught up on the dub? Just the dub. So you've been waiting each Sunday. Nice, yeah. Cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I know a lot of families watch together. We've had a lot of people come to my booth and the whole family's got Demon Slayer t-shirts on, which is pretty cool. Yeah, any other questions? Yes, you right here. Yeah. That's a good question. You know, maybe we can figure this out together because I recorded about a month ago or 5 weeks ago for more content, and I believe something's coming out soon. I don't really know, so that should give you some range. But I'm so far behind in the game that I wouldn't even see it unless I sat down for months to get to the other domains. Anyone else? I saw some other hands. Someone who has it. Yes, you right here. Oh. Okay. You next. Child. I say this in a lot of panels, so forgive me if you already heard it, but I like Razor. I don't know why. I just think he's a fun character to play as, and I also like his voice lines. So, me Razor, me hungry, me wolf boy, and you. Yeah. Yeah. Most of it, I don't do much research outside of what they hand me in the audition, which is they'll send me Japanese references often, so I'll hear that voice actor. So tonally, I'll try to match that. And then when I go into the studio, I'm given a lot of guidance by the director. So we sort of find and craft the voice as a team. And then I allow the context of the show to inform my decision. So I know some people go get the manga or they watch the Japanese show first, but I've never done that. Yeah, all the way over here. That's a great question. I have watched some anime that I'm not in much of or at all. I watched Death Note. I watched a lot of Seven Deadly Sins, which I am in, but a small part. It does feel like I spend a lot of my time in that world. So I think when I'm like scrolling through Netflix, I tend to do like live action stuff. So I have a pretty active social media thing going on now with my TikToks and stuff. So some days I'm like, wow, I spend every day doing Genshin stuff, even though I'm not playing the game a whole lot. So, yes, right back here. What's my favorite line from Child? Hey girlie. No. I like a bunch of them. I like Remember Comrade. One day I will conquer the world. That's fun. I like This place is pretty dead. By which I mean there's nothing to kill. I like that one too. Back there? My TikToks are very interesting, they said. Not my words. And where do I get the ideas? Honestly, a lot of the ideas come from you all, from fans. The idea for Tartagalicious came from a cameo request. Somebody requested that I do a cover of Fergalicious, and that I would play with the words. So that's kind of what spawned all these cover songs, was somebody requesting it. And I guess TikTok has been fun because it's one of those platforms where you don't have to necessarily put like a ton of thought into something. They're quick bites, and you can be creative on the fly, post it. If it does great, great. If not, you can get rid of it. You could, whatever. So it's allowed me to kind of tap into a childlike, no pun intended, imagination, creativity, and it's just super fun. So a lot of it just comes from like random ideas that come into my head. Yes, you right here. Is there a character in any media that I don't voice that I wish I did? God dang it, Bobby, I'm gonna whoop your ass. I freaking love King of the Hill. I would love to, yeah, there's a reboot apparently of King of the Hill. I would play cashier number 2. I don't care. I'd love to sell some propane and propane accessories. Yes, behind the person that just asked the question. Hi. Yeah, I think Jintan in Anohana was very emotional. I also think Canute in Vinland Saga, there's a scene where he's lost someone he loves, and he sees this person in sort of like a dreamlike state, and it was really tough to do. It was really rewarding to do, and it also was important to me because I've heard people, I've taken classes in LA where every now and then you'll get somebody that's kind of bitter, and they'll say like anime acting is not real acting, or that it's, they'll put it down. And I think that there's been moments in my career where I'm portraying some character in anime, and I think, man, that person was wrong. So I appreciate those moments. Yeah. Yes, you. Is there a personal item that I take with me into the recording booth? Not like a memento or something. No, I don't have anything other than my phone, wallet, and keys. It's always the 3-point check: phone, wallet, keys, and a bottle of water. Maybe some tea. I like that question though. Anyone who has not had, in the back there. Can somebody repeat that? Or favorite line from Muichiro. Yeah. Can you just burn in hell already? Also, I like when he says, "Did you just call me a seaweed head?" He's so like low-key with everything he does. Even when he's fighting, he's like, mist breathing, 7th form, obscuring clouds. Effortless. Yes, you at the end. Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I know. I've made a lot of acquaintances, and I don't know if I've had many close friends that are colleagues, but it used to be before COVID that I would bump into people all the time. I mean, if I go into the studio, I'd see 3 or 4 people, but it's not like that anymore. And then, a lot of my recording is from home. But with Genshin's kind of special because There's people in the community, the voice actor community, that host like picnics and get-togethers and stuff like that. So that's been really cool. There often is like rap parties for shows. I'm in a show called Bat Wheels, which is on Cartoon Network and HBO Max, and it's pretty cool to me because I get to voice the Joker fan. And they had a rap party recently on the Warner Brothers lot. So that was special. Got to meet a lot of the other actors, the production crew. But those moments are kind of rare, to be honest, which is sad. Yeah, you. Sure. What's my personal routine for taking care of my voice? I probably could do a better job of it, to be honest. I just vocal rest. If you're screaming for a few hours or doing something tough, go home. Don't talk to anybody. Don't do an hour-long phone call with anyone. Tea. I like to get this. I'm gonna mispronounce it, but there's like this elixir called like Nim Jong something another, and it's almost like a honey. I don't know what I call it, but it's like a throat coat kind of syrup that you can put in your tea. That really helps. And warming up my voice, I like to hum. They say that is good for the vocal cords. Just don't whisper. Whispering is like terrible. Whispering and also screaming are the two things that are bad for your vocal cords. It's kind of opposite ends. Over here. How do I feel voicing Dopia because he's such a weirdo? I like that question. I love it. I love voicing weird characters. I love voicing characters that are against kind of who I am, bad guys or people that are kind of zany and whatever. It's just super fun. It's a chance to play. Yeah, it's great. Right here. Oh, I audition for things all the time that I don't get. In fact, that's pretty much the name of the game in acting, is that you'll audition for 100 projects and you'll book one of them. But let's see if there's one in particular I really wanted. I did want to be in Chainsaw Man. I thought that would have been cool. I auditioned for Denji, so that would be. Oh yeah. In the back.
Out of all the characters that you voice, who's the most problematic to you, the one that you consider most redeemable, and the one that you want to emulate?
Problematic, redeemable,
And the one that you want to emulate?
emulate. Oh man. Problematic. They're all problematic. And who would I emulate? I would emulate Tadano from Agretzko. He's nice and rich. And he's super smart. Let's see. I don't know. I guess Dobio and like Akira for the others. Sorry, I don't have a great response for that. That's a great question. Right in the back. Yes.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you've been acting for a lot, but what advice would you give to beginning voice acting?
What advice would I give to get into voice acting? Yeah, I like to look at it as like a 3-step process. So broadly speaking, I'd say training, which involves acting classes / knowing how to use home recording equipment. Second phase would be to get a demo produced, which is your calling card in the industry, and that allows you to then get representation, and representation allows you to get access to all the best auditions. So that's like the 3 major steps. Anybody can get started right away if you have some basic equipment, a laptop, a microphone, a recording interface, and a good quiet place to record. That's actually one of the most important parts, is having like a walk-in closet or a booth. But assuming that you have some talent or you know what you're doing, you can get started right away with there's pay-to-play websites like voices.com, Voice123. There's all sorts of caveats with those sites. There's problems with them, but I started on them like a long time ago. I was doing non-union jobs on there for a while. And then as I was doing that, I also got representation. I got some regional agents and started cobbling together my career. So yeah, that's how I would start. Yes, you. Oh, gosh, I wish I could voice Diavolo. I mean, Kellen's performance in that is kind of incredible. Like, his depth, like, he's a young guy, and he sounds so much older. It's, like, amazing. But to be fair, I'm not terribly familiar with it outside of what I've done in it, so I wish I knew more of the characters to, like, answer that better. Yes, you. Tall, iced vanilla latte, 1 pump, almond milk. I like it. I like that. That's a good question. It's outside the box. Yes, you. Oh yeah, Nagi. Gosh. Anime and video game, right? Right. I enjoyed playing the part where he gets taken over. I forget what kind of takes him over, but he becomes kind of robotic and evil. And it was fun to go from his sort of friendlier disposition to this like, whoa, what's going on with you, man? It's always fun to kind of play that. Other questions? Yes, you, right here in the middle. Oh, well, like all my roles, it's always a pleasure to get to do that job. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm happy to do voiceover. So it's great. And that series is really fun. I feel like it's a little underrated. But yeah, I like playing lead characters. It's always nice. Feels good. I like yelling, MASH! That's fun. Anybody else? Over here on the side.
Okay, you could not answer this spoilery because the answer is great, but how do you feel about Mauricio's character development throughout the season, throughout his fight scene, and Tanjiro's effect on it?
So, I don't know because I've only voiced his lines and I haven't seen Tanjiro's lines and I don't know how he affects him yet, actually. So I can't accurately answer that. You'd be surprised how much, even though I've recorded now the whole season 3, I'd have to go back and I'd have to watch the dub to really put the pieces together because the way we record is it's like isolated lines, so I don't always get to see what's happening before or after. So if Tanjiro did something, I might not know because I'm just like, they're like, okay, this just happened, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're going to record this line. They meet me and we record. Yeah, you. What kind of direction do I get? Yeah, they will give me some context. You know, they'll often be like, okay, you're just coming out of a fight scene. He's really upset because this, that, or the other. But honestly, a lot of it is kind of self-explanatory. If I read back, like if I've got the script on the page here, if I just read back like 2 lines back, I can pretty much get the gist of what's going on, and that's enough. That, and when we do dubbing, they preview everything I record, it's previewed. So I'll see it on the screen, I might see a few seconds beforehand, and then they'll beat me in, I'll record. If for some reason I'm off, then the director will be like, oh, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you this. Let's try it this way. and then that'll inform my decision. We'll take another take. It's like it kind of goes like that. Yeah.
So when you're doing that, you're actually recording at home, but you're in communication with them and doing line at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from home sometimes. I also, for Demon Slayer, I've been going into the studio. So I actually, yesterday morning, before I flew out, went in, and on the other side of the glass, I'm in a booth. On the other side of the glass is the director, and then audio engineer in front of the computer, and then on the line was somebody representing the show. And so the process is Steve, the director, will give me some notes. I'll record a take. It might need to be sped up. It might need to slow down. We might need to add some words because sometimes the way they translate it doesn't quite match the lip flaps. So we'll we'll reorganize the sentence or whatever it is. We'll record again, and then after that, they'll pick a take, and then they'll ask whoever is representing the show, like, hey, does it sound good to you? Yes? Okay, great, moving on. And that's pretty much the process. Which would be the same if I'm at home too, but it's just a little less, it's a little more isolated. Any other questions? Yes, you. Before the what? To do a cover? I can sing like a little bit of a song. Sure. Do you know the one that's like, listen up, y'all, cause this is it. The beat that I'm banging is delicious. Tartagalicious definition, make them girls go loco. Is that good? Cool. I was like, I don't know how much energy I have to do a whole song. My flight in yesterday was the worst flight you could possibly have. 9 hours on the same plane. 5 of those hours seated on the ground on the tarmac. Yeah, fun stuff. Yes. I also had that on my flight as well. Yeah, that's right. Terrible. When it's bad with traveling. Oh no, so you have a really warped perspective, skewed perspective on travel. That sucks. Give it another try. What is my most requested cover song? Like from the child ones? Or well, I don't know. It used to be WAP. Yeah, it was, a lot of people were trying to get me to sing that and some other things that probably I shouldn't mention. What's that? I put my foot down on it. I did. I just had to draw a line somewhere. Yeah, you. I have not even gotten to see any of it. I went straight from the airport here, and so I'd say the people seem nice, and the weather's warm, but I'll probably spend almost all my time at the convention center, so we'll see. Maybe I'll get it out to dinner and get to comment on Memphis downtown. Over here. Privet, girl. Privet. I don't know. I don't really have great accents, to be honest. But Privet, girlie. Hold still. Hopefully that was not recorded. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Yes, you. I can't think of anything particular, but I will say that a lot of efforts get kept in whatever you're recording for voiceover. So what I mean by that is like, maybe the line is, boy, that's a tasty burger. You know, maybe you'll add, that's a tasty burger. And they'll keep that, or maybe there's a laugh. That's a tasty burger. I often add like little sound effects, little lead-ins or exits, ad-libs at the end, before and after the line, that often get kept because it sounds more natural. And I will say, if you're trying to get into voice acting, that is a special ingredient. If you want to book jobs, to add a little flavor in there. Everybody can read something accurately or clearly, but can you give it a little more flavor? Can you lift the words off the page and give it personality? Because when casting directors are listening to, you know, hundreds of auditions, it's the people that take liberties and go a little outside of the box that book the jobs. So I know that's not what you were asking exactly, but it's a good jumping off point, and highly encouraged. Improv is so good for acting in general and for voiceover. Yes, you. I haven't worked a ton in film. I did start doing on camera. I've done, when I first moved to LA, I was on an episode of Wizards of Waverly Place. Yeah, I did. I was next to Selena Gomez as a delinquent elf student. Wizard ears, got to say a line, got to do a dance. I honestly thought, I was like, I'm gonna be famous. It was 2 months, or like 4 months into moving to LA, and I got a job on co-star role in Wizards, and I was like, this is amazing. And then after that, I realized how much work it actually takes to make it. But I did that. I did a bunch of national commercials. I used to go out all the time for commercials, and I did Red's Apple Ale. I don't know if anybody remembers the Red's Apple Ale ads, where someone would get decked in the head with an apple, and then they'd pop up and be like, I'm gonna try Red's Apple Ale. Estelle Harris was in that commercial with me from Seinfeld and other things. Yeah, so I have. It's just that voiceover really took off for me, and also you can leverage your time and do all the auditions from home, whereas for on camera, you have to like drive an hour away to be with 200 other people that look exactly like you, and then you come back and maybe you get a call back, and then you go back, and then it's just a lot of work. And it's also, I find that the voiceover community is so much warmer and more welcoming. I think there's just a lot more ego involved in the on-camera thing, which kind of turns me on. But I have done some of it. I continue to consider doing it more, but I love voiceover, so good question though. Blonde wig. Yeah, it's a great question. It's hard. They're both hard in their own respects. Like, the reason voiceover is hard is because all you have to communicate the feelings is your voice. So to portray anger, sadness, or subtle things like jealousy or whatever with just your voice, it ends up taking sort of face acting to do it, because when I'm in the booth and I'm trying to portray those things with my voice, I end up using my hands, I end up using my face and all those things. So they are related, but if you're not in tune with hearing yourself and practiced at it, a lot of times people can miss the mark. They think they sound a certain way, but they don't. So it's challenging in that way. But for me, switching over to on camera, that can be very difficult too, because I'm not as practiced at it, because I'm always doing voiceover, and you gotta kind of know how to use your face. So just totally different in a way, and yet somewhat similar. Any other questions? Yeah. Have I ever gotten mad at Hoyoverse? Oh, we have 15 minutes. Thank you. No, no. Nothing that I can think of. Yeah, I mean, I would like Child to have more banners. I want him to be the banner king. So that's not a gripe necessarily. It's a wish. More banners, please. Yes, over here. Oh, like for like a TikTok video? Oh, sure. But you gave me an idea. See, you just gave me an idea for a TikTok. See, this is how I come up with these ideas. Oh, okay, I could wear my child wig. I could have a friend film me from the passenger seat, and I'll go in through a McDonald's. And I'll be like, hey, girlie, I'd like a number 2. Actually, make that a number 3. I'd also like to pay for the 5 cars behind me, because I got so much more. What do you think? Cool. Yeah, of course. I like that question. That's fun. We can wrap it up here soon. I've been talking a lot, and like I said, I was on a plane for 9 hours. Yes, you. I've done both. I've watched all of Devilman Crybaby. I watched all of Kakegurui, but then I cherry-picked parts of JoJo's, and even Demon Slayer. When I don't have a lot of time, I'm like, I just want to scrub through and find the parts where I talk. So I'm guilty of doing that too. Hand in the back. Gotta speak up. Voice next. Gosh. I feel like all the ones that are out already have voice actors in them, but I don't know. What's like a good new one that's coming? Anybody know of like one that's gonna be awesome and you think might be really popular? Star Rail? Oh, Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, that would be cool. Because it's made by Hoyoverse too, right? So that'd be cool to be both in Genshin and Honkai Star Rail. Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. Cool. I've been in them. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I have a named character in one that's not out yet. So I don't know if I can say that, but I did. Oops. But I also played like young Prompto in Final Fantasy 15. I was in World of Final Fantasy. It was one of my first early jobs. I've done a lot of additional voices in Final Fantasy. So yeah, I've made some appearances. I want a bigger appearance though. Yes, you. Pocahontas. Yes, you. Oh, I feel like that's a good question for like a hardcore fan who knows a lot more about anime than I do. I don't think I can do that question justice. But you remind me of something. Has anyone ever seen the show Children of the Whales? You have? I voiced Rhea Dari in that one, and I feel like nobody knows that show. It's so what's that? Is it good? Oh, cool. The character I voice is so similar to Doppio. Has pink hair and everything. Well, everybody, I think we'll call it there, but thank you so much for coming out, and I appreciate all the questions.